All right, I'm very excited to film this video. Sorry for the poor lighting. It's nighttime and the lighting just is not perfect in my Airbnb, but we're gonna work with it. Didn't want to not film just because of the lighting. So I wanted to come on here and talk about an amazing experience that I had today. Just sharing as much as I can to you today. So I am currently on the island of Santorini in Greece. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. And today I did an excursion where I went on the boat to the volcano and then swam in the hot springs. So I wanted to share with you the whole rundown of the experience and like the BTS, like spiritual things that happen. This is not your mundane travel explanation. If you're watching this and you're trying to figure out what this boat tour is like, it's not the video for you. This will be the spiritual experience I had because this volcano is actually the volcano that erupted and then killed us all in Atlantis. So it was an interesting experience. When I first got on the boat, well, actually leading up to the boat, how you get to this boat is you have to either walk down 600 stairs, the entire cliff, or you take a little gondola, forget the word that it's called, cable car, down to the bottom. I felt like I should take the cable car, but I didn't want to like spend the money going down and up because it's like €6 a ride. And I was like, I can just walk, like I have time. I don't need to take the cable car. So I walked and my knees gave out and I totally fell face first. So if you're walking on the stairs, go slow. I was walking way too fast, like way too fast. Anyway, with how heavy that walk was, I was like, oh my God, like I'm not gonna be able to hike this volcano because it was like a deathly walk down. Anyway, I waited and then we boarded the boat. And as we started to head towards the volcano, I started to feel really, really sick. And it wasn't because of the boat. I could feel the energy of the volcano starting to build up. When I first arrived to Santorini and I first went near where the cable car goes down in the town of Fira, and you can see the volcano, I felt very sick and I almost threw up and I had to walk away because of one, how strong the energy of that volcano is, two, the physical memories in my body of that volcano erupting in Atlantis. So I was like almost throwing up in this boat. Then we arrived. And how the tour actually works is that you walk up to point A, the tour person like shares with you the history, you stay there. I don't know how long they stayed there. And then they go to the top of the volcano for like 20 minutes and then you go down. You're on the volcano for, I think we arrived there around 11:15 and you leave at 12:45. So you have about an hour and a half. I did not wait for the tour group. I snuck away because I don't like tour groups and just started hiking up the volcano. There's me and maybe 5 other people that didn't care for the tour group. So we were hiking up. It was about a 20-minute hike. And I had set the intention to really work through any abundance blocks I had and to be open to receiving messages. All of those things came true. As I was hiking through this volcano and the closer and closer I got to the top, I was having these thoughts and feelings of how much income wanted to come in my life and how I was not letting myself receive that income because I thought that other people deserve it more, or I thought I don't need it, and all these other excuses that we could come up with as to why we don't let ourselves make and receive money. So those blocks started to come up from my subconscious to the conscious. Just as a side note, I'm drinking orange juice, and yes, it's out of a wine glass. So I just wanted to say that it's not alcohol. It's literally just orange juice. And I like drinking out of wine glasses when I'm in Airbnbs that have them, as a side note, because this will be my drink of choice for this video. So I kept on having more thoughts around abundance as we led up. But then I started to get very much into high achievement as I was near the top and there was 4 people in front of me and I ended up passing 2 of them And there was something that kicked within me that was like, I have to be the first person to summit this volcano. Like, I have to. And my body wasn't really tired hiking up this volcano, which is really weird because I didn't even think that I was going to walk up it and just find a place to meditate because of that hike down the hill back in Thera in Old Port before the boat. But my body didn't hurt. Some other energy just like took over me and just like allowed me to keep going. Like, I've never walked with so much determination and not force, but like effortless. Like, I was not tired on this walk. I was just breathing in the most, it was very like therapeutic, the experience, I think, because my body didn't get tired. My legs are just moving like a strong force. And if nobody who's watching this knows, 4 years ago, I was walking with a cane. So I have like severe leg problems. So it's really amazing to me that I could hike this volcano and not have any like issues. It'd be so powerful. And my ego just wanted to be on the top of that volcano first. I did not want nobody else to peak it and summon it before me. So I was the first person to get to the top. A lot came up around competition, a lot came up around achievement and what that actually brings to you. But you know what? It actually brought me a lot of things because I liked being at the top first. It gave me my time and space to be on my own before there was other people there. So it was really, really nice. It's a beautiful view. It was like a 360-degree view. I am not like a professional YouTuber. I don't know how to include pictures and videos. So I'm going to try to see if I can like show pictures like from my phone. It's so unprofessional, but maybe one day I will learn how to show you. So I didn't take like a significant amount of pictures of what it looked like from the top, nor did I take a significant amount of pictures from the beautiful portions of it. But this is kind of an example, one example. It's not gonna, I wish I could click it, but my laptop doesn't work like that. This is not gonna work the way that I wanted it to. Anyway, you get it. It's the top of a volcano, 360 views of the islands in the Aegean Sea. Beautiful, gorgeous, bright blue and then greeny sea beneath. Gorgeous. I felt so much energy. I was so happy to be up there and I was so happy to be the first person as well. It felt just like a big accomplishment and a big achievement. I was kind of in like, oh my God, wow, like this volcano erupted and like killed us all, but I wasn't afraid. And if you guys are from like Europe or Greece, you'd know that 2 days before this, there was like a massive earthquake in Crete and a tsunami warning. So it was also big that I got on a boat and went to this volcano, healing the Atlantean trauma. I really do feel like it was very significant. I had a moment where I was walking on the volcano and I was like, wow, like I'm walking on the volcano that blew us up. Like that holds a lot of power in it to do and is very healing for past lives. So I decided to sit down and meditate once that group that I passed, the 2 men, came up. So I found my little place to meditate. I just intuitively determined where my meditation spot was going to be. I immediately received probably the coolest business idea ever. I can't fully announce it yet. I can tease it, but I can't announce it yet. I have to do all the work for it tomorrow. It's big, something that needs to be planned for a little bit of time, but it's absolutely amazing. It has to do with wealth. It's going to be announced in a couple of days. It's going to help you with your financial revolution. It's going to happen during the month of December. It's going to be extremely, extremely, extremely low price for an extremely high value. And it's probably the most exciting thing that I have ever done in my business. So those are your little sneak peeks. If you're watching this like after November like 25th, click the link in the description box. I will have all the information. I can tell you what it's called. And it's called the 25 Days of Wealth. It's very cool. You'll see why. You'll be giving yourself the gift of wealth this Christmas, so to speak. Very powerful. So that streamed through. I got a whole business plan there, which will lead me into January within my company. Felt very, very empowering. And there was about 45 minutes that got really confusing because the frequency was so high and so much was coming in. It was pretty much just me constantly scribbling in my notebook, and 99% of it is illegible. Because it's not a screen, I can show you how illegible this writing was, if you want to know the type of high frequency I was on. I look through my notes, and that's why I'm like, what happened in those 45 minutes? Because like, I can't even read it. It's like, it's totally a mess. So I don't know what happened. Like literally looks like gibberish. It's so funny. Well, this one's even better. Like, you literally cannot tell what I'm writing here. And it's all scrambled through my notebook. I literally just opened random pages. None of it is eligible or legible. Like, it's so funny. So that's why I'm like very confused on some of the things that happened. Some of the things that happened. I remember that I was told to read the Akashic records when I got to the volcano, and I honestly did not get the experience of doing it. I think when I did, the only thing that I got was a message to start speak. Oh, that's what happened. I would have totally forgotten. I went into the Akashic records, and this happened to me, I think, on the boat ride to the volcano. And I only laugh about this now because I've been working on healing this past life for 2 years. But in my past life in Atlantis, and if you check on my Instagram, I just did an IGTV live a couple of days ago describing it. I had drowned, of course, in the wave. I describe it in full length there. But I got an additional detail that what actually like killed me in that lifetime was I choked on a fish. And when I was on the boat on the way to the volcano, I kept coughing and like feeling this fish in my throat. It was really funny. So everybody around me started coughing, and I was like, I wonder, like, I wonder if any of these people were in that life. But I really, really was in that lifetime on this volcano, and I started clearing it and removing the fish. And as I energetically removed the fish, the message that I received was that I need to talk about Atlantis. I need to share the wisdom from Atlantis. And so I will have something coming about my full experiences in Santorini in the next year or two. Probably in the next year, and it will probably be a little bit more than just my experiences in Santorini, as I've been to a lot of places that are connected to Atlantis and Lemuria, but something really, really, really interesting will come. And then I got a really, really, really profound message about my future, and something that was channeled to me approximately a year ago on the 1111 portal when I was on Oahu in Hawaii on a circle tour right at 1111. Really powerful message. I won't share it here just because it's like my life's goal, but I really got the next step for that, which was amazing to receive. And then I got a very personal message as well. I've been getting a lot of future oriented things coming to me recently, being out in Greece. And yeah, I think I just got a lot of messages. I don't know if anything particular came about around wealth, but I do know the energy of the volcano was so insane. Just the energy below it and bringing it up into my body. And I was just clearing my body, and I love volcanic energy. It's really strong like this at Red Beach too, if you've ever been to Santorini. I love volcano energy. I had a moment where I was like, I think my absolute favorite natural place to be is on volcanoes. Amazing. I love volcanoes so much. The big tour group came up now, so it started to get loud. A lot of people were walking by, and so I kind of moved, tried to get oriented and meditate somewhere else, but it just wasn't flowing for me. And I wanted to go back to this rock that I had seen earlier, but I felt called to sit at this one place. And when I sat there, I had a song channel through me, which meant the world to me because I had been trying to write this song for a music video that I filmed a couple months ago around the equinox. And I started to write the song, and I was trying to find like a song that had background noise that I could sing it to. but it really didn't let me be creative in creating the song, because I had to make my words fit someone else's melody. And so it just didn't work. And I just scrapped it, never did the music video, never edited it anyway. I have all the files, but it's going to be great when I get it together. But if you are a music producer and you're watching this, please reach out to me. I have a project for you. I'm willing to exchange coaching or AKASHIC Records reading or anything on my website, literally anything on my website, for somebody to help me produce this song. I need to get it produced ASAP, before the solstice in December. And so I channeled through this song. I'm not going to sing it here or tell you the lyrics, but I definitely say that it's the most significant song I've ever written in my entire life. I've written hundreds of songs in my life. I've just been a singer since I was a little baby. Been writing songs since I was like 7. And there's definitely one song I remember that was legendary that I wrote. A couple other ones that were really good, really good last year. But this one is probably the best song that I've ever written. And it completely channeled through me on this volcano. And it has to do with the new earth, and it's really beautiful. I think that I actually want to get this. I just remembered a deadline that I have, so I actually want to get that produced a lot earlier. So if you're watching this right now, I do want this song produced. I don't know how long it takes to produce, but if you're in and ready before November 30th, December 5th would be my goal, at the absolute latest, because it is meant to be promotion for an upcoming course, New Earth Legacy, coming on December 13th. Starting on December 13th. So promo starts now. Yeah, so that was really intense and really powerful to receive. And unfortunately, time ran out. I wanted to stay on this volcano all day. I wish that they just had boats that left the port and dropped you off the volcano, and then it goes back and forth, but it's just the tour group that has one sailing a day. So it's so sad, because I just want to stay on there all day. I love that volcano. Like, I want to put a little house on it and live there. I love it so much, which is so funny if you really think about it, because that volcano killed us. Yet I'm sitting here being like, I love that volcano. I want to put a house on it. Things change, clearly. And so I also had a really big realization relating to money on the walk down. It was a very fast walk, because I had left the boat was leaving in, I think it was like 20 minutes, and they said it was a 20-minute hike down. And so I was kind of zooming just in case. I had a feeling they wouldn't leave, but I wanted to make sure. So I'm trying to find this inner work that I started to do. So this message that has come up for me very strongly, being in Santorini, is that the frequency of abundance is the frequency of love, point blank. And so then it manifests as money. And something really strong that's come through in the last couple of weeks for me, and I know a lot of other people, is that the universe, God, the higher power, wants to fully financially support you. Like, it wants you to live your life and your mission. Like, there's no point in us being in scarcity anymore, and we're meant to be fully provided for. But we can block that. And so there's a big evaluation that came up for me in terms of why I don't let myself be fully financially supported by God or the universe, and how I felt. There was just a very strong emotional revelation that came from the feeling that I felt when I was like, oh my God, like, the universe wants to support me financially. And I don't know how to describe it more than that. But it's amazing. If you are watching this after the 25th or before, and you're kind of excited for whatever the 25 days of wealth will be, these reflection questions and this lesson will be taught in the 25 days of wealth as one of your days, because it will be 25 days of some extremely profound stuff for a very low cost. Very excited for it. Sorry if there's any background noise. I've never heard any music being played here. Yeah, so I eventually got to the boat and just had such a surreal experience as we sailed out to, I don't remember the names of anything because I wasn't paying attention to the names of things. But we sailed out to the place that you swim in the hot springs. And I just had a very surreal moment where I felt like I was in the flow of abundance. it was a small boat. And so it was like very much so rocking, but it was going like this, like above, like getting up above the waves. And I was right the first person in the front of the boat because I have to sit there. I get a little bit seasick. So sitting there, and I was looking at the volcano, and it was intuitively guided to listen to a particular song because the boat was playing music, and that always trips me up. And the song I just listened to just made me feel like I was on another planet and just so high on like love and so high on like life and just being like, oh my God, like this just feels so good. Like don't think I felt like that way in a long time, where it was just like, oh my God, like it just feels so good right now. And it was just an extraordinary experience that I don't know if I could put into words, but I would just feel like I was really at one with the water. I like don't have anything to report back about the hot springs. Like the volcano was the thing, which was very interesting because I went into this experience being like, okay, whatever about the volcano, like I'm here for the hot springs, I want to swim. Yeah, there's not really anything to report except for that it wasn't all hot springs. It was very, very cold. You have to go right to the shore to feel the warm. And even then it's like an uncomfortable lukewarm. And it's like, you have to be in like this portion of the water to feel the warm. Although at one point it got really hot in one little point, but nobody in the tour group realized. I guess the main lesson I did learn there was something that was shown to me last year in Lake Louise, was my connection with water and my ability to work with the water, to go quick if I need to. And basically, because the boat docks just in the middle of the water, and then there's a little shore. It's not a beach, it's just a mountain. But there's like this much of a shore. And I was right at the shore because that's where it was hot and the water was freezing cold. I couldn't cope with it. Though I wish I swam a little bit more there because I really want to swim. And so I was there when they blew the horn, being like, okay, come back to the boat. And nobody else was where I was. There was only 2 people left swimming, and I didn't realize. And they were like right near the boat. I'm not a strong swimmer. I'm not a fast swimmer at all. So, oh my God, I'm going to hold this boat up forever. But I realized I'm actually a pretty strong swimmer. I'm actually really fast. But when I was like really stressed out, I was like, oh my God, I hope the boat doesn't leave. Like, I'm so far away from the boat right now. Like, it took me like 10 minutes at least to get to the shore. And I started swimming, and then I like had to surrender for a minute because my arms were killing me. And I was just kicking my feet. And the message that came through was like, ask the water to help you. And so I asked the water to clear a path to like make me go faster to get to the boat. And I had the water do something like that for me when I was canoeing Lake Louise. And if you've canoed Lake Louise, you know it takes like 30 minutes to 40 minutes to get to one side, 30 minutes to 40 minutes to come back if there's 2 people in the canoe. But I did it from one side to the other side in less than 15 minutes just myself. The water opened the path for me. And as I was swimming, I was like, oh my God, I must be like minimum 5 minutes swim away from the boat. And it felt like within 30 seconds, I was at the boat, literally at 30 seconds. And I was swimming around the front of the boat to get to the ladder. And I was so confused. I was like, did I just like transport? Like, what just happened? Because the water must have moved me quicker because I was swimming, but like my body was dead. I could barely swim at that point. I am like not really a strong person, but then I realize I am a strong person whenever I'm put in a situation like that. And then I have to exert myself, and I am very strong. But I don't know what happened, but the water must have moved with me. So that's important to note, that connection there. But yeah, that was my story. And then I was really tripped up on the way back from swimming. My body shakes really bad when I'm swimming. And after I swim, so my whole body was in shock for the boat ride back. And then I was just very, very happy and very much more grounded to being in Santorini, because it's been a rocky journey so far. So that was my story about being in Santorini, going to the volcano, going to the hot springs, sharing a little bit of Atlantis. Yeah, I might do another video shortly describing my experiences in Red Beach too. Shorter than this experience, of course. There wasn't a lot that happened, but doing a lot of work around wealth and forgiveness and self-punishment right now in inner work. I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to make more travel content. So if you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments below, or if there is any like topic around spirituality, Atlantis, Lemuria, Akashic Records, anything you want me to chat about, I'd love to make a video. And yeah, I think that's it. If you are watching this before Black Friday and or on Black Friday and or Black Friday weekend and or Cyber Monday, I do have a massive, massive, massive sale on my website. I'll link you to my website and all of my discounts right now. Huge, huge sale, 75% off everything, $250 and below, 50% off everything, $250 and above. All the details will be below. Yeah, you can just like go through them. It'll be like a little menu, like at a restaurant, to see what courses you want to make. Yeah, that's pretty well everything I have to share. All the information will be there below about courses. If you want to work one-on-one, just reach out to me personally via Instagram. I'll also put my Instagram below in here, but it is sovereignsarah. Pretty easy to memorize, but you can also see it in the description box below. So I look forward to seeing you in my next video and or on a course or a class if you decide to say yes to your transformation. And again, everything is in the description box below.